All right, Tszyu fought Spencer. It was, I was kind of shocked because Tszyu just got knocked out his last fight. Didn't look good at all, but looked really good in this fight against pretty sure Spencer was undefeated. Not really sure, but he has a cool little, I thought he was a cool little fighter. Tszyu put easy work into him. Third round knockout. Look back to normal. I don't know what happened with his last fight. He fought the Russian cat, forgot his name. But I was like, damn, Tszyu got whooped on. And I like Tszyu. I think I'm a fan. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's action packed, and he's one of them fighters that's gonna go out on his shield, or he gonna go ahead and knock you out for sure. So now I was thinking like, okay, who should he fight next? And then I finally seen who I think he should fight next. Keith Thurman. Now listen, Tszyu, we need you to go ahead and knock Keith Thurman out. I don't know why. I am not a Keith Thurman fan, even though he looked very, very good his last fight. He did everything to a T. But just something about him. And I still don't think he beat Sean Porter. I don't think he beat Danny Garcia. Even though he got the decision. I'm just not a fan, and I felt like he dodged Earl Spence for whatever reason. But now looking back, I think Keith Thurman would have beat Earl Spence. I think that actually would have been a good fight for him. He probably would have just outboxed him if he kind of, his resume at the time, whatever. But anyway, let's get to this fight. These two need to fight. I got Tszyu. I got Tim winning by knockout. I think this will be the last fight of Keith Thurman's career in the sense of the magnitude of it. I think Keith Thurman is a hell of a fighter, though. I can't take that away with his resume. Even though I'm not too much of a fan, I still respect everything he's done in the ring. He has fought the top guys, and I feel like this will be a great fight for him to retire. And I feel like Tszyu going to put him in retirement. I think he's going to pressure him. He's the younger fighter. He got just as much experience. His last 3 fights have been very, very good. Last 4, I'll give him 4. Last 4 fights have been tremendous. His resume is there to compete at a high level with Keith Thurman. One thing about Keith Thurman, though, he does have that power. I just feel like that long layoff, even though he won his last fight, that fighter I feel like wasn't even close to being on his level. So that was like a C-level fighter he was fighting. And I feel like now he's going to be fighting a B-, B-plus fighter that, has the pedigree, is going to press the attack. And I think no matter what, these two is going to be a great fight. I think Tszyu stops him in the late rounds. I think Keith he's gonna do good the first early rounds, but I feel like as the fight goes on, Tszyu's gonna keep pressing that attack, keep the punishment to the body, keep the pressure up, all that stuff. And I think Keith Thurman won't have that power he needs, even though he just got the knockout last fight. Like I said, it was a C fighter. I feel like with Tszyu, that's not gonna happen. I wouldn't be shocked though if Keith Thurman was able to knock him out, but I think Tim wins this one. I'm going with Tim on this one. There's no knock to Keith. But if Keith can pull this off, then hey, it is what it is. And maybe he can finally fight Earl Spence. I think Earl Spence needs to come out and fight. I don't know what's going on to hold up with Earl Spence, man. I know he lost Terrence Crawford, but that was a great fighter. And I like how he went on his shield. So if anything, if Keith does win, go ahead and give Earl Spence a shot. Go ahead. Let's see that fight for sure.